Good morning, good morning. Ooh, it's windy today. Lord, if it wasn't so daggone windy, I'll say perfect out here. But whatever. Good morning. We're going to talk about a couple things this morning. I'm going to have to put my biases to the side. 'Cause I don't particularly care for Cardi B. But we're going to talk about some things. And we're going to keep it a beam because what? That girl can't catch a break, is what it's looking like to me. That's what it's looking like to me. And it's also looking like what's good for the goose is not good for the gander when it comes to some of these poo putt men, these Rudy poos, because if you're a man and you was married to a woman and you got caught cheating mad times because you want to be reckless and don't know how to move, especially if you're famous and you get caught up mad times and your wife takes you back and takes you back and takes you back, right? Regardless of how embarrassing it is. And then she decides that she don't want to take you back no more. She's trying to do something different. Why would it be hard for you to just go ahead and take that on the chin, pause, and keep it pushing? Especially if you're not down bad. We're going to talk about some things. We're going to keep it a beam when it comes to her as well, because I do believe you don't go around with the next one until you get your situation finalized. Now they separated so they could do whatever they want to do. But as far as flaunting somebody all over town and then calling yourself getting pregnant is crazy work. I will say that while still being married. But I want to have a broad conversation. What's good? While he thought that he was going to be able to do whatever his little heart desired. This is why it's also important to know the person that you're with. Know the person that you're with. Know what they're capable of. And know how they give it up. Why he thought he was going to be married to that girl and be able to go and do whatever his little heart desired, openly, swappingly, and that wasn't going to get old to her. Especially since she's in a situation to where she doesn't need him financially because she does her own thing, and she was doing her own thing before she got with him. So why is he so shocked and appalled now that she want to get out of their marriage? And then doing all this extra is to stress the girl out. You want her to have a mental break. And if you know, like I know, you better go get yourself some therapy and work it out because this is ridiculous. Smooth ridiculous. I don't understand the thought process of some people. I really don't. And this is why it's very important to know what you're getting yourself into and to pay attention to certain patterns and certain traits and characteristics because I don't know what she thought she was going to get with that either, that his other baby moms didn't get because he has multiple, not a couple, meaning two, multiple. I just really don't know what either one of them expected to get from one another out of that situation. That's probably a situation that shouldn't have ended up in marriage. They might have been better off just doing a little thing. And I definitely don't think it should have ended up with children because you can get out of a marriage with somebody, but you have children with somebody, it is what it is. There is no real getting out of that unless the person decides they want to like fall off the face of the earth and you with it, so you just let them fall off the face of the earth. This is very important to understand. And there's a lot of women that don't pay attention to certain patterns, or they feel like, oh, men and women, but there's a lot of women that don't pay attention to certain patterns and feel like, oh, that was just how this person was with those people. They're not like that with me, or they won't be that way with me. Hold on. And it's like, yes, people do change and can have the ability to change, but at the same time, you really have to like pay attention and watch and know what you're getting yourself into before you call yourself getting. First of all, I say before you call yourself having a kid with somebody, and before you call yourself getting married, but definitely before you call yourself having a kid with somebody because you can get out of a marriage. Like I said, once you have a kid with somebody, it is what it is, depending on how they want to come. Once things don't go the way it's, either one of y'all would like it to go anymore. But with marriage, that paperwork will get you, especially when you don't have two people that have a adult understanding that this is not it. So let's just go ahead and end it. Hey, CP3, good morning. And luckily for a lot of people, we're not living in back in the day times because divorce wasn't an option. And you definitely was going to be chastised if you did get a divorce, mainly so the woman. And you're going to have a rough go at it moving forward. But truth be told, to a certain extent, I'd say women do have more of a hard time moving forward after getting a divorce as opposed to a man. Same with children and the amount of children somebody has and the amount of people they have children with. Double standard is real. It doesn't make it right, doesn't make it okay, but it's a real thing. The same way, coming up, if you're a girl and you have brothers, even if you're a little older than your brother, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have a time that you have to come in the house before your brother does. And not to say that things can't happen to boys or men that can happen to girls or women, but the double standard is you need to bring your butt in the house earlier at a decent time to avoid the chance of something happening. It's a little more concern for the daughter as opposed for the son because of the double standard that exists. But in reality, anything can happen to anybody. How you doing, CP3? Hey Jay, good morning. I'm an unalive. Help you get a divorce. We can get a prenup, but he getting unalive. You know, some people don't believe in divorce. Lord, the Dunkin' Munchkin is live on a Sunday morning. Some people do not believe in divorce, but divorce is necessary. And like I said, luckily, we don't live in the times where that was not an option. That woman or that man just had to deal with whatever and do whatever they can to make their quality of living as best as possible in that situation because there wasn't no getting out. And I'm of the yoke of you don't treat your spouse or your partner like crap and embarrass them and whatnot, and then be shocked and appalled when they decide they don't want to be with you no more. And then in the mix of them deciding they don't want to be with you no more, they find somebody else that they want to be with. And we're going to keep it a beam with that too, because, girl, it's one thing if you want to be separated and go and have some fun. That's your business as a grown adult. All of it is your business. But you go from that to that is crazy work to me because, once again, what exactly are you expecting to get out of that? And you go and allow yourself to go and get pregnant early in the game. I'm not even going to say, oh, you just had a baby. I'm not going to say that's between you, your health, your doctor. But you go and get pregnant by this dude. Do you even know this person really? But okay, sometimes it's like, don't touch that stove. It's hot. Don't touch that stove. It's hot. Oh, you touched the stove. Now your hand hurt. Now you crying and stuff. Now you think we about to rush to the emergency room. Go get the ice pack or some butter or something. Because I told you mad times not to touch that stove. It's hot. So some people, unfortunately, and not even putting it in the atmosphere for her. So let me say that from the jump. I hope that that's not what life got in store for her. I hope that goes exactly how she needs and wants it to go. Because now you have 4 kids. Is it 4 or 5? No, I think this is her 4th child. Now you have 4 kids and a pending divorce. And like I said, the double standards towards women as opposed to men with certain things are real. Doesn't mean it's okay. Doesn't mean it just is what it is. So now, like I said, I'm talking about Cardi B with her little situation with her husband and her boyfriend. And congratulations to her. She just had her baby. Lord. Damn, I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Damn it. So yeah, so it's just like the odds are stacked against you, even as a woman who has a career, get money, whoop de do, right? And why would you choose that? I don't know if she in her mind feels like because of her past, her history, how she be coming, how she be giving it up, whatever the case may be, that she deserves less than, or that she doesn't deserve a good man, or I don't know what the thought process is, but it's something there. Because once again, what are you expecting to get from this person that his multiple baby mamas didn't get? And that's just real. I'm sorry. We're just going to keep it a bean. So many women that think it won't be me, couldn't be me. And then they have this saying that, oh, people change for who they want to change for, or the right person will bring the good out, whatever the case may be. And that may be true to a certain extent, but it's like we're grown. You're either a good person or you're not. And if it takes you being with somebody in order to not make you a better person, but to just make you a good person in general, like that's crazy work to me. That's crazy work to me. And I don't subscribe to that thought process. I don't subscribe to that. Not even a little bit. And to me, Offset going out like a sucker, a smooth sucker. I'm not even going to judge him on him wanting her to give him some bread because that's just how the cookie crumble when people get divorced, especially these famous folks. And like I said, I forget which live it was, yesterday or the other day, and I was talking about Jussie Lion Ash Smollett's sister. I always forget her name. Um, and how her husband, I don't know if they got their divorce finalized or not, but he's coming for her bread, and she's been acting since she was a child. But when the women do it to the men, mum's the word. We don't really have too much to say. So that's their business. So whatever. If I was her, especially if I got it, give it to him. Let's be done with this. You want to prolong and drag some stuff out? Nah, let's not. I mean, didn't she do a song and she warned him? She pre-warned him, gave him a fair warning. She told him, she said, be careful with me. He didn't take heed. And because he didn't take heed and wanted to move around all sloppy and apparently messing with people that she was cool with and all this other crazy work, supposedly, allegedly, whatever, that added to the breakdown of the marriage. Why are you dragging it? Then you want to harass the girl. And regardless if she had business getting pregnant or not, you want to harass her through her pregnancy. Crazy work. Then she have her baby, and these little blogs start talking about, I believe they in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, Georgia law, or something in the Georgia law that states if you have a baby while still being married, it's kind of like an automatic assumption that the child is the husband's. So he want to post something that say something like, "Oh, it's my baby," or whatever the case may be. One antagonizing the girl, knowing that she gonna say something, which I wish she would get to the point to where she don't, but whatever. It's too much. And girl, if you gonna come out here and apply that you being harassed and he's doing all this crazy work, but you not no snitch and you don't want to go to the police, then keep it to yourself. Then is really what I'm getting at with all these allegations and different stuff. Because if you're doing something to me that I don't want done, it's gonna get stopped one way or the other. I'm not about to come on here and be on some woe is me stuff whilst not doing nothing about it. But it's just crazy work to me. And they really ain't have no business getting married, let alone having children. And that was apparent from the jump. And even hindsight being 2020, that's apparent. Let's see. Ooh, this lens. You said all Gucci on this clock. I dig that. Let's see. Just says that facts. Man, everybody and their mama has touched that damn stove before. Exactly. And after you touch that stove, after you done been told multiple times, don't touch that stove, it's hot. What type of sympathy or reaction did you get once you touched that stove and it was hot? Did you get coddled or was you told, I told you not to touch that stove, didn't I? That's really everybody's best bet, to be honest. And you better be careful with who that one person is. 'Cause they might be your one person, but are you their one person? She should have stayed with her husband because why do you leave your man to still get cheated on? If she was gonna leave, she should have left and went and found herself, dived into them children and that career, and figure out who she is as a woman. Because she got married young, and then based off the words from her own mouth, even before she got married, she experienced life earlier than what she should have, and it was crazy work. And truth be told, to keep it a bean, she didn't have no business bringing another baby into the world, the one that she just had with him, with her husband, because stuff was toxic and chaotic. So I don't understand that either. But life lessons. The question is, do you learn from them or do you repeat them just with somebody else? How that work? Oh yeah, I heard about that. Crazy ish right there. Me personally, I wouldn't even put myself in a situation like that. No. But okay, Sarah, Sarah. CP3 said crazy work, crazy wild work. Hell, one of their biggest mistakes is airing every. You ain't never lie. Every piece of information about the relationship to the general public, celebrity or not, keep people out of it. Yeah, everything is not for everybody. Like my business. No, people be bugging. In her case, oh, that she hates that. But it's funny because it's like, girl, unfortunately for you, that comes with the type of work you do. But there's still ways to move around to not make it easy for people to talk about you and come to their conclusions and this, that, and the third. And like I said, the last thing she should have done while being in the mix of a messy behind divorce is pop out with the next one. And then you didn't just pop out with the next one. You decided, oh, I want to be with this person. Oh, I want to have a baby with this person. Like, come on, girl. Come on, man. You're supposed to have fun with that whilst handling your business. Because this is just messy. And he obviously also don't have no problem going out like a sucker. Pay him his bread and let's be done with it. Y'all was married. He talking about tax debt, all this other crazy wild work. Sort it out and then get on with it. Sheesh, Louise. Carlos says, yo, what up, little pimp? What's up, big pimp? Like the freak. What's up, Carlos? Good morning. Girl, my thing is when it comes to that, Jay, when you move with integrity, both behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, if someone decides to do some sucker stuff like put something out that was discussed privately, yeah, it's whack, but shouldn't nothing be said about nobody that you cool with, you know? So two things can be true. It could be whack that it was put out there, even recorded, that's whack, and then put out there. But if you moving with integrity, I'm talking about just in general, anybody. But if you moving with integrity, it's like, okay, yeah, I said that. Okay. But when you saying stuff that you know that you wouldn't say in front of the scenes, that's when it gets a little tricky. And like I said in my other live, there's nothing wrong with apologizing if you genuine and you mean it. But we're gonna get off that. Lay says, I mean, if you're not willing to fight for your marriage and do what's necessary to repair it, then it's time to move on. Both of them are living in their second childhood with all of this tit for tat. Yes, yeah, for real. That's a fact. That's offending. Hold on. It's just nuts. Like take care of y'all business and get it, have it be done with. Have it be done with. Because all of the airing out of the business, and it's just like, come on now. Come on. Come on. Oh, Lord. They need to just go ahead and end that. But he dragging it because he wants that bread, and he a little sour. That's normally how the cookie crumble. But why do bullcrap that's going to add to the breakdown of a marriage and then be shocked and appalled when that marriage is broke down? And did he not pay attention to who he decided to get married to? I think he got it misconstrued and forgot that she's not in the same situation that his other baby moms may be in. Not to say I know what their situation is or what they got going on, whatever the case may be. But she don't need him for nothing. And that's a tricky situation for some men and women to be in when their partner don't need them for anything. They just want them. They're there because they want them, not because they need them. Because I'm pretty sure the things that you are willing to accept and deal with when you need somebody are not the same things when you don't need them. You don't have that same tolerance. So I don't know if that's how his brain was wired or thought. And then, if I'm not mistaken, previously, like, I forget which pregnancy it was. It might have been the last one she had with him, and it was beefing or whatever. And he was like, "Oh, you got my kids. I win if you do." Because there's a lot of men that have that mentality that because you have children with them, that now they have some type of like forever control over you. And it's a dub for you because, like I said, double standards are real. But that's not the case um, with his situation with her, as opposed to probably his other situations. She's not beat. And she don't have a problem with letting it be known that she's not beat, obviously. And he don't know how to take that. But really, he should take it like they do. Go ahead and sign that paper. Just make sure there ain't nothing in there that's gonna leave him screwed, and keep it moving. Raise your kids up like you raise your other kids up with your other baby moms, and keep it moving. I know that's right, please. So I don't know. I said I definitely want to talk about this for sure. People really have to understand that there's people with the thought process of what's good for the goose is good for the gander. What's SSX tricky? What the heck is that? CP3. Some people really have the thought process of, oh, you moving like that with me? Okay, so then this is how we moving. It doesn't make it right. It just is what it is. You know, treat people how you want to be treated, and karma is real. Cardi done came out and said she done did all type of weird ish to men, called them flash and whatever the case may be. Sometimes karma hits us, but it's like, are we going to learn lessons or, like I said, just constantly repeat the same mistakes over and over again, just with other people. I don't get it, especially once we hit a certain age, especially once we decide we want to populate the earth and have some kids. What are we doing here? Like, what we doing? People are so weird. Jeez. And I don't want somebody that I'm married to and have children with to be my op. I don't want no ops at all. But the last op that I would want is somebody that I'm married to and have children with. If it don't work out, it don't work out. The fudge. I want you to be my op for. We got some things to take care of. What? We got some things to take care of. I need you to be at your best. An ex is definitely an ex for a reason. You ain't never lied. Whether they're the reason or you're the reason, or collectively y'all are the reason. I do believe that. Maybe a few slight exceptions to that rule, but I do believe that. Yeah, it's just crazy to me that folks will move weird and violate and do a bunch of foul stuff or whatever the case may be, and then be shocked and appalled if somebody doesn't want to deal with that anymore. Like, do she got the right to not want to deal with that anymore? Huh? Like, what's going on here? She supposed to stay in that, doing that, especially when a mofo is all sloppy, don't even know how to move. Like, what's going on? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And then he want to sit here and play around about babies and stuff. Don't play like that, bro. Just take care of the kids you got, because you have multiple. Don't even play them games with another man's child. Let me see. But he says so he cheated multiple times and they separated. She got with a new dude and had a baby while still being married. She wants a divorce, but he's dragging his feet with it as a paycheck. Clownish. Exactly. Exactly. Apparently, he has some type of tax debt or something that he's not beat for footing the bill for, whatever the case may be. And she's not beat for paying him nothing. Like, no, I'm not paying you anything. And since we've been split, I've been footing the bill for everything for these children, is what she's saying. Allegedly, supposedly, whatever. But I'm of the yoke of, at this point, especially you done went through a whole pregnancy, like, And she talked about postpartum, and postpartum is real, but that's a whole other conversation. I would have just paid him his bread. I'm not even gonna hold you. Depending on how much it was, I might have just gave you that and let you go out like the sucker that you choose to go out like. It's definitely clownish. It's a whole circus because they both want some clownish. And his little pride is hurt, but it's like, why? Silly. You obviously didn't value that, and it was apparent. So go ahead, take that L, learn, and do what you gotta do. You still you. Like he acting like he's not still him and still not gonna do what he wanna do and move how he wanna move freely. Don't make no sense. Like I said, he wanna go out like a sucker. I would give him his bread and let him go out like a sucker and be done with it. And go ahead and sign this nice little NDA. Don't say nothing about me, or I'm gonna need that bread back. That's how I would do that. Yeah, I'll give him his bread, but he gonna sign this paper. Don't say nothing about me or mine. Or I'm coming like the repo man and getting it back. In a way, Jose. So don't even make no sense. If you wanted to still play the game, then why is Mary why Clemson? Because he didn't value that. And truth be told, 9 times out of 10, he didn't want to get married. They was having fun, got pregnant. She didn't want to go out like however she felt like she would have went out like having a baby with somebody she just started messing with not that long ago and not married, I'm sure. Because society puts those type of pressures on you. They didn't have no business getting married. And that's just that. But I'm out of here. Thank you guys for coming. I hope everybody has a good day. Use your discernment that God gave you. Okay? Bye.